I declare the congregation open. Pro-Vice-Chancellors, members of the Executive Board, Deans, academic staff, guests, but supremely our graduands. It's a very great opportunity for me to welcome you here on what is a very special and celebratory occasion. We're thrilled to be able to do this on campus to mark your graduation. You've achieved so much in extraordinary circumstances. Those years of the pandemic will have impacted pretty much every aspect of the lives of people in this room, but for our graduating cohort, they have been astonishingly affected by circumstances well outside anything anyone could have expected. Getting a degree is hard enough, but to do it under those circumstances, you have truly accomplished something magnificent. Your graduation here today is a testament to your determination. It's also a great recognition of the support that you will have had from friends and family, I'm sure, your tutors. All of us who are here to support you are feeling justifiably proud of what you've accomplished. There is so much that is going on in the world right now, disturbing things that we read on the news every day. This graduation ceremony is an opportunity to think of an optimistic future. There is nothing more optimistic than a ceremony when we recognise people's accomplishments and celebrate what our graduates are going to go on to do in their lives. So do take this opportunity to step away from that world outside and to think and to celebrate with those who have accomplished great things in the course of their studies. We're particularly celebrating today our students from Bowland College. College can play a really important part in the life of our Lancaster students. It gives many a sense of support, of community, a social focus, and above all, is often the place where lifelong friendships are forged. And for those of you graduating, I really hope that has been your experience. It's also the hotbed of intercollegiate rivalry, and this year is no exception to that, and Bowland College, of course, has retained its annual Founders' Trophy. That annual celebration recognising the historic link between the first two founding colleges of this university, of Bowland and Lonsdale, established in 1964. Your triumphant win is going to cause me problems, of course, when I come to graduating the Lonsdale students. Both of those colleges, of course, therefore celebrating their 60th anniversary this year alongside the university itself. In addition to celebrating your great accomplishments in this ceremony, let me make special mention of our honorary degree recipient, Professor Sir Kevin Collins, who we will hear much more about later, but it's a great delight to welcome you to the ceremony today, or I should strictly say welcome back to a Lancaster graduation ceremony. Now, as you can tell from the way that we've dressed up, from the trumpets sounding periodically, these are formal occasions and they are events to be celebrated as such with a degree of formality. But let me just encourage you too to recognise the celebratory nature of the event as well. So do feel free to clap enthusiastically, whoop if you wish, at the appropriate points in the ceremony. I think that'd be pretty obvious. It is a day of celebration. It's a day that may actually extend for many of you into the evening. It's a celebration mainly because there are no easy degrees in Lancaster. Every single story, every name we mention today will have earned their degree through commitment and dedication and sheer hard work. It also demonstrates an astonishing degree of resilience for many of the reasons I've talked about earlier. It's a ceremonial occasion because as you step across the stage, you are making those steps towards receiving your degree that symbolize the steps you have taken in your study. But having moved across the stage, you step beyond that still, and that's symbolic of the fact that this is just the beginning of another journey for you. As you graduate from Lancaster, you go on to do other things. There will be new opportunities that await, and we long to hear how your story continues beyond your time at Lancaster. You'll be joining a community of many thousands of Lancaster graduates who come from every corner of the world, really, and it's a network that we hope will provide you with the support, encouragement, advice, and friendship that you will need throughout your lives. And our students, our graduates, are amongst our finest ambassadors. And we hope that wherever you go, whatever you do, you will continue to represent this university by becoming engaged in your local communities. And your engagement, your transformation of this world into a better place is helping not only to make that transition for the world that is much needed, but it also burnishes our own reputation and that of the graduates to come. And so while you're doing that, we will work hard to keep up our end of the bargain, ensuring that Lancaster University remains that high-quality university that you joined when you started, that you're graduating from today, and whose reputation will sustain you into the future with the value of the degree that you've got. And this is a great university. It's, whichever metric you choose to look, it's a global top 150 university. Strengths in research, second to few other universities. Linguistics, third in the country, and a university that is continuing to do more. 10th in the Complete University Guide. A university that has prioritised sustainability in much of what it's been doing in recent years. From the wind turbine that's been there for more than 10 years to the photovoltaic farm that will open shortly, we've cut our emissions by 50% and are committed to being carbon neutral by 2035. And that commitment to climate change is present in many things that we do. It's in our research as well as we work on sustainability projects around the world. We're a civic university, proud to send out our graduates into hospitals, spin out companies into the world, making huge impact. We're also proud to be involved in local projects that will transform this part of the Northwest. Eden Project Morecambe, for example, coming to create a new event centre on our doorstep, but also things we're doing in the education sphere. And I'm particularly proud of our work that colleagues here are doing in the Morecambe Bay curriculum, a unique community-created curriculum, which is designed to equip young people with the skills that they need, not just to look after themselves, but to look after the planet too. And one of the great things about Lancaster University is our ability to bring different disciplines to bear on those wicked problems that are challenging us. Our strengths in research, in teaching, and investment in our student experience are all coming together to make this a truly distinctive university community. But what you see here in Lancaster, in Lancashire, is only part of the Lancaster University story. We're open to the world, and we see that through our overseas activities with campuses in China, in Germany, in Ghana, in Malaysia, and opening in the summer in Indonesia. And that is augmented by regional partnerships with FE colleges and University Academy 92. In fact, a third of our undergraduate students don't graduate from us here in the Balerig site, but will graduate from other locations right across the world. 8,000 students fall into that particular category. And we're also delighted to welcome students from the world to this part of the UK. That rich diversity provides us with many, many benefits, and it prepares our students for life in an increasingly global and interconnected world. But success in whatever form it takes is ultimately about people. And today, rightly, those of you graduating today are the focus of today's ceremony. But I suspect that the journey that has brought you here is one that you've had support from. It may be that around you, behind you perhaps, are sitting people who've travelled a long distance to come to Lancaster to support you, recognising the long journey you've taken to your degree through their coming long distances in order to come and join this ceremony. You're particularly welcome. And I would just ask that if you have brought friends, family, that you take an opportunity at some point during this day, which is very focused on you, to say thank you to them. And I'm sure added to that will be my colleagues, academic staff, professional service staff, who at those difficult points in that degree journey will have made all the difference. So we're delighted to have friends and family joining with us for your day. And you are joining a very special community as you graduate today, the alumni community of Lancaster. It expresses the very best of today's world. High achievers, great thinkers, top leaders. People who are making a difference in communities both local and global. People making a difference in industry, in charity, in private companies and in the public sector. And you've come here from many different backgrounds, from many parts of the world, and I'm sure you'll go on from here to do the same, living in different parts of the world, working in differing locations. But one thing that has brought you together is a common history of your time here at Lancaster. And when you leave, you will take something of that history, something of Lancaster with you. Memories, obviously, friendships that you've made, tutors and staff who've supported you on your journey. I hope you'll take a bit of knowledge with you too, what you've learnt from your studies. But above all, I think the thing that probably will last the longest with you is what you've learnt about yourselves, about the value of perseverance in paying off, following your dreams and those leading to achievements. The accomplishment of getting a degree today is considerable and you should enjoy it. So may I congratulate you once again. I wish you all the very best for the paths that your future may take. Stay in touch with us. Enjoy today's ceremony. Thank you.
Please may all Bowland College graduates who have completed the following degrees stand: Master of Economics and Bachelor of Arts. Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present these members of Bowland College who have completed first degrees of the university. For the degree of Master of Economics, Jakub Kowalczyk. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Charlie Abbott. Abigail Neve Anderson. Hannah Louise Anderson. Keir Anderson. Caitlin Armstrong. Hannah Ayodeji. Charlotte Bastow. Beatrix Elizabeth Beard. Chloe Berry. Jessica Jane Blackburn. Emily Rose Bretherton. Grace Scarlett Brinkworth. Arthur Kit Burden. Poppy Ella Campbell. Valentina Kananski. Alistair Carey. Kaylee Chambers. Elliot Chubb. Charlie Rose Clark. Luca Clark. Hannah Cleary. Megan Louise Collier. Kian Thomas Collins. Jack Cooper. Hannah Marie Creer. Thomas Alexander Crowther. Adia Danielle. Mohammed Sudais Dar. Phoebe Elizabeth Davies. Anna Fiona Davies. Hedda Isabel Anaconda Dent. Amy Louise Dixon. Abigail Dobson. Thomas Calvacanti Dos. Ryan Walker Eldon. Erin Mia Elliott. Honey Paige Ellis. Ella Larissa Fern. Melona Lyra Fernandez. Matilda Guy. Yen Wei Gan. Emily Rebecca May Gillard. Patricia Victoria Gwakowska. Matthew Robert Graham Gould. Milan Joseph Greenwood. Bethan Groves. Tilly Hallett. Ben Thomas Hammond. Deja Marie Hampton Sabotti. Heather Catherine Harrison. Fergal Hart. Leila Hussel. Angelina Vene Hart Area. Tamas Havash. Ailey Hayes. James Joshua Head. Alan Paul Heald. Olivia Jane Isabel Hickford. Dexter Hill. Maria Ella May Hill. Abigail Rose Hines. Molly Louise Holmes. Samuel Joseph Huff. Hu Xian Su. Yahan Su. Si Wen Han. Kiaila Ulu Watomilu. Sorry, I'll say that again. Kiaila Ula Watomilola Hussan. Jiming Jin. Oyoram Kani Munoz. Agni Kasparaviciu. Emily Jane Therese Badadra or Jenny Kellogg Riley. Asher Kreit. Sammy Jane Lads. Mia Law. Emily Locke. Poppy Camilla Lyons. William Alexander MacDonald. Hannah Louise McRae. Halisa Mahmood. Titus Gabriels Maximus. Meisei Makubim Mawichkian. Milhal Mark Mate. Abby Mary McInerney. Emily Mellings. Ralph Eric Mello. Nana Montgomery. Thea Catherine Woodgate Moores. Melody Daisy Mulgrew. Charlie Angela Shannon Muden. Desmond Yong Xiang Niang. Maya Nokanion. Molly Frances Caitlin O'Leary. Sadie Ozenlow. Violet Owens. Joseph Pagan. Caitlin Parsons. Xing Yuk Poon. Seth George Powell. Alexander Robert Piper. Halima Rabani. James Rist. Sophia Georgia Roberts. Luke David Derek Robinson. George Rumble. Caitlin Rutherford. Mia Poppy Saltmarsh. Joshua Luke Scott. Sumira Suban. Adi Francis George Simpkins. Emily Ann Slater. Jani Meldo o Wafimileo o Zemi Sobandi. Laura Somerville. Kane Ronald Spalding. Victoria K. Strong. Paige Autumn Tabo. Jithin Thomas. Thomas Andrew John Thorlby. Isabel Ann Turpin. Samantha Denise Urmson. Katie Ann Vinnie. Rhiannon Beth Wade. Benjamin William Wallace. Abby Roslyn Ward. Madison Rebecca Patterson Warwick. Maria Anna Waters. Eloise Whitley. Molly Kate William Hughes. Helena Wipieska. Zihanwan Siu. Lisa Yu. Si Zhu. Please may all Bowland College graduates who have completed the following programmes stand: Masters of Economics and Bachelor's of Arts.
By my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I confer upon these members of Bowland College the degrees for which they have been presented. Many, many congratulations to all of you. Well done.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I here present to you Sir Kevin Collins for conferral of the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. Kevin Collins is a highly respected and highly influential teacher and educationalist and a former head of the Education Endowment Fund. Recent appointments to support government policy in education reflect the regard in which he is held in professional circles, based on a distinguished and transformative career spanning nearly 40 years. A proud alumnus of Lancaster University, from his first day here as a young and politically active fresher, Kevin knew he wanted to teach, a desire fueled by a strong passion for social justice and reinforced by his studies in economics and politics. He has noted how Lancaster changed his life, giving him extraordinary opportunities to practice skills that would later take him from the classroom onto a wider national stage. It has also helped to shape his mantra that nothing matters more than education. The penultimate of 6 sons born into an army family, Kevin's childhood was, like so many other service children, a peripatetic one, with moves around the UK and taking in overseas postings in Cyprus and Germany, before the family finally settled in Preston. After attending school in Kirkham, Kevin successfully applied to Lancaster. He was surprised by the sudden freedom he had to become his own person, and even amazed to have a bedroom all to himself. His memories of this time suggest a highly engaged member of Furness College, making the most of university life to grow and develop outside the lecture theatre. The real turning point came in 1981, when Kevin successfully stood for President of the Students' Union on an education platform. His year in office coincided with a highly politically charged atmosphere in the UK. The country was still reeling from the effects of a long recession. The Falklands War erupted in April 1982. The crises affecting industry that led to the miners' strike were gathering pace, and CND was high on the agenda with concerns about US nuclear weapons sighted across Britain. Against this backdrop, Kevin became fascinated about the power of people to come together to bring about change. I found I was able to communicate broadly and to make speeches at conferences, he recalls. Alongside this evolving political awareness, he was also able to test himself in leading complex projects that required a strong grasp of technical and legal issues and a keen business acumen. One product of this was the Sugar House, known to so many generations of Lancaster students, which opened on Kevin's watch, the successful delivery of which stood him in good stead for the challenges and opportunities he would encounter later in his career. Immediately following graduation, Kevin took the opportunity to participate in a post-university year of teaching practice through a scheme run in conjunction with the Duke's Theatre in Lancaster. Often working with troubled youths, he realised that they possessed as much potential as anybody else, if only ways could be found to unlock it. As he explains, it was the realisation that all those kids involved in crime, when you got them on their own, doing something that they wanted to do, had a story to tell and dreams of success. Any of them could have been me or my brothers if we had not had the advantages we had. Galvanised by this experience, he completed a teaching certificate at Bradford and Ilkley Community College, designed for people who wanted to work with children from disadvantaged backgrounds. He taught in Bradford before moving to Tower Hamlets and then to secondments in Mozambique and India, before returning to Bradford and a role as literacy advisor. Teaching people to read is my passion. If you can read, you can learn anything, he says. He became regional director, then deputy director of the National Literacy Strategy, followed by his first UK lead role in 2003 as director of the primary national strategy. Along the way, he bolstered his credentials with a PhD at the University of Leeds, focused on literacy development. In 2005, his career took an unexpected turn when he became Director of Children's Services in Tower Hamlets, followed by 2 years as Chief Executive of the Council. Kevin's decision to take the latter role was driven by a commitment to social justice and a wish to address inequality. His student union experiences once more stood him in good stead, with an understanding of the leader's critical role in building consensus for policies backed by effective implementation processes. Kevin also understood the value of innovation and creativity in his leadership, with an example his involvement in the Channel 4 series Undercover Boss, working incognito as a council trainee as he sought ways to save £50 million from the Tower Hamlets budget. His move from being a delivery person back into education came as chief executive of the Education Endowment Foundation, an independent charity set up in 2011 by Ty Goddard and Ian Fordham to break the link between family income and educational achievement through support for teachers to discover and share effective practice. Under Kevin's leadership, the EEF became an important non-partisan voice for educational reform, delivering numerous policy events and conferences, including the Education Reform Summit, launched in 2014, and bringing together frontline teachers with industry leaders and international experts to develop a new vision for education in the UK. Bearing in mind the EEF's transformative work, it was little surprise when Kevin, knighted in 2015 for services to education, was approached in the latter stages of the COVID pandemic to take on a new role as Education Recovery Commissioner. He was charged with plotting a long-term path of learning attainment for pupils badly affected by gaps in their education due to lockdown loss in classroom time. With ambitious targets and a desire to see no child left behind, a government slogan but a genuine ambition for Kevin, he brought vigour, vision and a wealth of relevant experience to the role. Sadly, he saw his hopes dashed early by the government's refusal to properly fund the recovery plan, offering £1.4 billion instead of the £13 to £15 billion requirement Kevin and distinguished colleagues across the sector had calculated was the need. Despite this experience, Kevin has remained committed to helping government shape educational policy. The feeling is clearly mutual, and following the election of a new administration, he has recently been appointed to the board of the Department of Education as School Standards Advisor. Kevin has achieved much on the national stage as a champion of education, but at heart, he still identifies most with being a teacher. In this, he shares Lancaster's absolute commitment to providing learning opportunities to all young people, regardless of their backgrounds, understanding both the power of the inspired teacher to shape lives and the critical value of a strong education system for the health and success of our nation. Vice-Chancellor, it is my particular pleasure and privilege to present to you on behalf of the Senate Sir Kevin Collins for conferral of the degree of Doctor of Letters Honoris Causa.
By my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I'm delighted to confer on you, Sir Kevin Collins, the degree of Doctor of Letters Honoris Causa.
Vice-Chancellor, fellow members of the University, honoured guests, and of course, celebrations to the graduates of 2024. More than 40 years ago, I sat in this hall at my own graduation ceremony. I've sat in this hall and played in this hall in many other ways as well, by the way, but I sat in this hall at my own graduation ceremony. Together with my friends and my family, we celebrated completing our degrees. And like you, I was looking forward to a summer break, and for me, anticipation about my future was tinged with sadness after 3 absolutely wonderful years that I enjoyed at Lancaster. Arriving at Lancaster from Preston, where I lived, on my bicycle, with everything I could carry loaded in a rucksack and my panniers full to the rafters. Actually, I'd struggled to get to the A6 now, but I was young then. I couldn't believe how travelling 25 miles, my world could change so much. I've been fortunate to travel and work on 4 continents, supporting schools and children and government systems. But that trip up the A6 was the one that made everything possible. Arriving at Furness College, I understand there are others, by the way, but arriving at Furness College was the first time I've said I had my own bedroom. I had 6 brothers, and it was bliss. I didn't miss them for a second. Coming from a family of that size, living in a rather small house, Lancaster gave me literally the space to grow and learn in all sorts of ways. I'll always be grateful for how my time here equipped me with skills and knowledge, but so much more. It fostered in me an enduring passion to keep learning. My professional life, as has been said, has been focused on the business of learning, and in particular how we extend this opportunity to areas facing economic disadvantage here in the UK and to countries in the developing world. It's an obvious point to make at this gathering, but simply put, I believe education is the most important thing. And whatever you're going to do in your lives, I'd urge you, give the idea of teaching a second thought, if not now, in the future. There is more noble profession. In a fast-changing world, empowered by knowledge and creativity, the capacity to be a lifelong learner is priceless. In the endless chatter you'll have heard about the value of universities and particular courses, the evidence is consistent. Completing a higher education degree contributes to a longer, healthier, and wealthier life. But skills and knowledge, while essential, are not sufficient. Degrees and pieces of paper will help us get our dream job. But good evidence tells us that social and interpersonal skills will determine who thrives. Friendships forged here are, along with my family, the mooring ropes that hold me fast, hold my values, keep my feet on the ground, provide comfort in times of grief and difficulty. Your contact list of close friends is going to be every bit as valuable as the piece of paper you walk away with. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day, this wonderful day to celebrate. I wish you all the very best, knowing that in 40 years' time, one of you will stand here with the daunting task of speaking to this esteemed audience. Thank you very much.
Please may all Bowland College graduates who have completed the following programmes stand: Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Laws. Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present these members of the Bowland College who have completed first degrees of the university. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Amen Al-Shakachi. Edward Thomas Almond. Freya Sherry Anthony. Helena Isabel Kate Barron. Liam James Patrick Berry. Lewis Thomas Binks. Alan John Cotter. Katarina Dankste. Callum Jack Davy. Anajola Sarah Fawoli. William Edward Faraday. Jacobo Figueroa. Hannah Heavens. Thomas James Hunnins. Harvey Edward Hymas. Andrew Jarrett. Jiang Kuang Jiang. Jeffrey John Kelly. Patricia Kubich. Vakari Kuoditeth. Kinga Kupi. ZY Kwon. Molly Elizabeth Latchman. Alice Lawson. Wai Yang Leong. Yuzin Lee. Jai Liu. Diana Lee Jo. Joseph James Lloyd. Abigail Katie Lowe. Dawi Luo. Akshay Manjunath. Malcolm Mantio. David Marcinetchiek. Jake Miller. Jake Henry Molloy. Louis Gimontef. Gavin Monhall. Keiko Natani. Michael Rodjovich Oldfield. Thomas George Mario Piozzo. Hein Yu Poon. Oliver Rogers. Bartosz Rodjevich. Tara Ellen Scarhill. Alice Smith. Ulisha Shamaishula. Maria Carolina Tuvas de Cacalú da Fonseca. Cameron Evan Taylor Lynch. Yu Sing Tong. Rafael Ezio Torres Morales. Raven Alexandra Trigo. Oliver Mileo Tuvkowski. Sonanda Toon. Harriet Amy Witten. George Lewis Wilkes. Sam Ryan Warsnop. Jean Wei Yao. Rebecca Yin Yang Yong. Mohamed Omer Sinamed. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Farouk Ahmed. Ella Aldous. Tyler Lee Allen. Kweku Bafu Boni. Thomas William Bilkey. James David Brooke. Ben Shelamari. Faye Cool. Christopher Corbin. Fatima Unbida. Sam Darwin. Dirisu Oruman. Catalina Antonia Dragou. Nathanie Kylie Flotildes. Eleanor Lucy Forrest. Poppy May Harvey. Firdaus Hassan. Eve Georgia Hodgson Whitworth. Jan Kanek. Philip Laura. Matthew Lawson. Isabella June Marfel Cadman. Ellis Jacob Mason. Teba Mitha. Zainab Mukhtar. Kulsum Mullah. Alisa Marie Monroe. Somuto Chuku o Ba'a. Aditala Oyin Lola. Jakub Pastua. Farhan Kazi Rashid. Jenna Faye Rowley. Patrick Gardner Ryan. Christos Sazos. Salia Sidat. Simriti Sivakumar. Rebecca Muriel Spires. Devon John Wesley. Thomas George Williams. Please may all Bowland College graduates who have completed the following programmes stand: Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Laws.
By my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I confer upon these members of Bowland College the degrees for which they've been presented. Many, many congratulations. Very well.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present Anna Fiona Davies, who is eligible to receive the Chancellor's Medal for exceptional merit in their programme of study.
Our ceremony today is almost at an end. It's been a delight to see people stepping across the stage. You don't get to see what I get to see, which is the smiles on the faces, sometimes the face of nervous anticipation, but actually in everyone a sense of enormous accomplishment. And I think it's a great excitement for me and my colleagues here on the stage to recognise the achievements of those who've graduated today, but also to be in awe of what they will go on to do beyond their time at Lancaster University. It's a sense of enormous pride for me to see our students go on and graduate. We've had an exciting ceremony. I think it's probably fair to say you got into it as the time progressed. The clapping definitely and the whoops improved all the while, but the ceremony is almost at an end now, so can I ask you to stand up, please? I now declare closed this congregation of Lancaster University. Long may the university prosper.